Well, Black and White Network, the medical establishment, the FDA, I believe that their credibility has really taken a hit. I don't think many people actually put much faith into the FDA. Now, guys, one thing I've learned over the years now, especially, being in my 40s, if you actually go to your doctor, they don't know much about nutrition. You probably know more than they actually do. Okay? They actually follow, for the most part, the medical establishment. And if you actually try to cross over and think for yourself, a lot of doctors actually probably would end up losing their job, losing their license. You know what? That pretty much happened during the Wuhan virus. Now, if you guys remember, Ivermectin, an award-winning drug, was demonized because people were actually taking it to get over the Wuhan virus. But the only thing that the medical establishment wanted you to take was the jab. That's it. If you didn't take the jab, man, in some states, man, you were losing your job, couldn't go back to work. You must comply, no questions asked. And I have a major problem with that. I really, really do. If you didn't want to get the jab, that was your business. If you wanted to actually seek alternative methods to actually get over the virus, hey, I'm all for it. Now, I will say this. You actually should be eating a good diet. Now, I don't trust the FDA, like I said. I was actually looking on, American Diabetes Association over there on that. They're getting destroyed on everything because we know that diabetes is definitely a disease of having too much sugar in the body. And they're actually promoting people to actually eat more carbs. And when you eat carbs, guess what? It breaks down as glucose in the bloodstream, aka sugar. They're getting destroyed now. Me, myself, I eat a carnivore diet. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've actually lost like 11 pounds on this diet, eating nothing but meat, butter, eggs. That's pretty much it. And I feel great, and I'm sleeping a lot better. But that actually goes against the medical establishment, who's also demonized meat. Now, I'm not trying to make this a nutrition video, but any type of disease, man, you're going to have to take care of your diet and your body. That way you can actually overcome some things like the virus or a cold, the flu, all that other stuff. Okay? Well, the FDA now has actually taken a hit because they were demonizing Ivermectin. And guess what? It's backfired now, guys. So make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Member live stream every single Friday. Just starts at $5 per month. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button. Get access to the same thing. So here we go. Check this out. FDA retreats. Will remove anti-Ivermectin posts for COVID-19 treatment. Yeah. Now, when I caught the virus, I remember it was actually on a Saturday when I had tested positive. This is back in 2022. So I called the my regular doctor's office is closed at 8. So I called the teledoc, and pretty much all they said was, just let it pass. That's it. I believe Rhodes, when he called it too, I believe they actually told him the same thing. But when I got it, all they gave me was like this nasal decongestant, and that was pretty much it. And I was pretty much fine in about, I would say, 3 days from the runny nose and the slight fever. But I felt weak for about another 4 days. Just fatigue, really. That was pretty much it. So, but anyway, back to this here. Let's read this here. It says, now is the time to get Ivermectin, Z-Pack, and more. Starting in 2021, the FDA mounted a campaign against the use of Ivermectin for treatment of COVID-19, indicating it, quote, is intended for animals In fact, ivermectin has been administered to humans for decades, and it is inexpensive. Nobel Prize winning medication with a growing body of evidence that it is an antiviral agent. The drug also has a strong safety profile. And I believe they started demonizing it because Trump was out there promoting hydroxychloroquine and also ivermectin as well. But of course, the orange man is bad, so therefore the medical establishment went against him, even though he's the one that really pushed to actually get the jabs out there. And a lot of people don't like the jabs. But this they put out here. Look at this here. US FDA. You are not a horse. You're not a cow. Seriously, y'all stop it. Even though ivermectin was given to humans for decades. I do not trust the medical establishment. I don't. I'm not giving any type of medical advice whatsoever. I'm not a doctor or anything. But I must say that for me, myself, the way I eat, I go against the medical establishment. That's just me. The FDA's anti-ivermectin campaign was used as a fuel to terminate the employment of doctors who understood the science behind ivermectin, as well as justification for pharmacies to cease filling ivermectin prescriptions for treatment of COVID-19. And I remember when Joe Rogan caught it, they actually went out there and doctored his photo to make him look kind of green, like he was really, really sick on the verge of death and everything. And I believe he had actually taken ivermectin as well. And boy, they don't like Joe Rogan. They really don't. In 2022, doctors filed a federal lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Food and Drug Administration over the agency's unlawful attempts to block the use of ivermectin for treatment of COVID-19. Quote, "We're suing the FDA for lying to the public about ivermectin," Dr. Bowden, a plaintiff in the case, said. The complaint directly cites U.S. laws, including the provision that the FDA, quote, "may not interfere with the authority of a healthcare provider to prescribe or administer any legally marked device to a patient for any condition or disease within a legitimate healthcare practitioner-patient relationship." On Thursday, March 21st, 2024, the parties involved reached an agreement, and the FDA, without admitting any wrongdoing, misconduct, or liability, must remove all previous social media and website posts that indicated people should not use ivermectin for the treatment or prevention of COVID-19, including one such post titled, quote, "Why you should not use ivermectin to treat or prevent COVID-19. Posts like these below have started to come down. Really? So it's already beginning, man. Already beginning. You saw the one right there about you're not a horse. And then they got this other thing here from Scooby-Doo right there. Dr. Peter McCullough, America's leading cardiologist and outspoken critic of the healthcare system's response to COVID-19, said in a recent interview that it is wagering its campaign against ivermectin, and the FDA systematically harmed the American people and should be held criminally and civilly liable for its malfeasance. But it doesn't look like, any of that is actually going to happen whatsoever. So there you have it, guys. The FDA takes an L on this one here, even though, they're not been put out of business or anything like that. These people lied to the American people, but they reached an agreement where the FDA doesn't have to admit to any wrongdoing. Yeah, man. I believe this is all a part of Trump derangement, to really help Joe Biden, in my opinion, if you ask me. But hey, there you have it, man. It only took 3 years. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, Let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.